Did they really think they could mess with you without facing consequences? There's a power in knowing who you are, a force that those who oppose you could never comprehend. When you stand rooted in the strength of your divine lineage, there's a protection, an armor that shields you from harm. This isn't about mere strength, it's about a purpose, a birthright that no one can take away. You, as a chosen one, carry a legacy of unbreakable resilience and enduring grace. Some people see only the surface, assuming that gentleness is a sign of weakness. They think humility and kindness are simply invitations to overstep boundaries, as if your willingness to forgive implies you lack the power to defend yourself. To them, vulnerability is a trait to be exploited. They can't fathom that humility can coexist with strength, that one can be soft in approach but firm in conviction. They fail to realize that those who are calm and patient have simply mastered a strength they've yet to understand. This misjudgment isn't accidental. People tend to overlook what they don't understand, mistaking restraint for powerlessness and gentleness for a lack of resolve. They see you holding back and assume it's because you have no fight within you. But the reality is that true strength doesn't need to prove itself. The ones who know their power are often the ones who keep it in reserve, not out of fear, but out of control and wisdom. When you don't react to provocations, some may think you're ignoring them out of weakness. They miss the fact that real strength isn't in reacting impulsively, but in choosing when and how to respond. You hold back, not because you lack the power to retaliate, but because you understand that restraint itself is an exercise in strength. Others might not see this. They may only see a silence they interpret as weakness. There's a profound paradox in being humble yet powerful, a duality they can't wrap their minds around. They think that only those who are loud and assertive can command authority. They fail to recognize that true power lies in subtlety, in choosing silence over noise, restraint over force. The world often doesn't understand this, and so they mistake you for someone who can be dismissed or underestimated. In the eyes of others, you may appear passive, but this is only because they cannot perceive the quiet strength you carry within. They look for signs of power in the physical realm, but your power extends beyond what they can see. They can't sense the spiritual armor you wear or the divine presence that surrounds you. They look at you as they would anyone else, not realizing the energy that shields you from harm. Those who dare to test the chosen ones often find that their misconceptions become their downfall. They see only the surface and assume they've seen all there is to know. Yet, in their ignorance, they remain blind to the depths beneath. They don't see that humility and vulnerability are deliberate choices, not conditions forced upon you. You choose gentleness, not because you lack strength, but because you understand that strength is not something you need to prove to anyone. The strength within you is not just a result of your own growth. It's part of an unbroken line, a bloodline that flows back to the source of all divine power. As part of Jesus' lineage, you carry within you a resilience and grace that cannot be shaken by earthly challenges. This is not just a symbolic connection, but a real, living bond that brings you strength and authority. Being part of Jesus' lineage means you embody a legacy of love, wisdom, and endurance. These qualities aren't just admirable, they're indestructible. When you encounter hardship, you're not facing it alone. You're surrounded by the power of a divine lineage that has withstood everything. Your inheritance is one of patience and wisdom, a calm resilience that allows you to weather any storm. This bloodline connects you to a strength that transcends the human experience. It's a strength that has seen ages pass, that has withstood every kind of trial. When others see you, they might only see one person, but you know there's a force within you that defies explanation. It's the strength of ages, the power of divine purpose, and it flows through you, grounding you in truth. Faith, for you, is more than just belief. It's your armor, forged from the strength of the divine itself. This faith is what protects you in times of struggle, what shields you from the doubts and negativity that come your way. It's an armor that, once donned, cannot be broken. No matter how others try to tear you down, your faith remains unbreakable. People who attempt to harm or test the chosen don't realize that they're not just up against an individual. They're challenging a legacy. This legacy has stood the test of time, and it doesn't waver. When you carry this bloodline, every trial you face becomes a lesson in resilience. Every hardship an opportunity to demonstrate grace under pressure. It's not that you don't feel pain or that struggles don't affect you. It's that you understand that every difficulty you endure is a testament to the strength you've inherited. Each challenge only makes your bond to your heritage stronger. When people think they can break you, they're ignoring the power that reinforces you, a power that has faced far greater trials and emerged unbroken. Being of Jesus' bloodline means you have a purpose beyond yourself. Your trials aren't merely for your growth. They're a part of a larger narrative, a divine story that's been unfolding for centuries. Your strength isn't just personal. It's part of a lineage that reminds the world of what true resilience looks like. When you stand firm in your faith, you're honoring that legacy. There's a wisdom that comes with this lineage, a patience that allows you to see beyond the immediate. While others might rush to defend or retaliate, you know that true power comes from a place of calm. Your strength lies in your ability to withstand, to endure without letting bitterness or resentment take root. You have inherited a strength that doesn't need to shout to make its presence known. Others might try to challenge or question you, but they'll quickly find that there's a power within you they can't reach. This is the strength of Jesus' lineage, a force that doesn't bend to the will of others. It's a reminder that while the world may misunderstand or judge, your foundation is unshakable. This lineage isn't just a part of your identity. It's the very core of who you are. In the end, your divine bloodline is more than just a source of strength. It's a reminder of your purpose. It calls you to live with integrity, to carry the wisdom and grace of those who came before you. You are part of a lineage that does not falter, that does not surrender to challenges. And no matter what others may think, this truth will always be your foundation. Throughout history, there have been countless examples of what happens when people attempt to harm those under divine protection. Those who think they can act with impunity against the chosen often find themselves confronted by forces they never anticipated. This isn't just a concept of karma, it's divine justice, a force that seeks balance and corrects the intentions of those who sow harm. Those who believe they can disrupt or harm a chosen one are often blind to the repercussions waiting to unfold. The ancient texts are filled with stories of people who underestimated the power of divine protection, only to realize too late the consequences of their actions. These stories are not just relics of the past. They are reminders of a timeless truth, that divine justice is not bound by human understanding or control. Those who attempt to harm the chosen often find their actions returning to them in ways they could never have foreseen. It's not about vengeance. It's about a cosmic balance that no one can escape. This divine justice doesn't operate on the visible physical level that most people are used to. It often works quietly, unfolding in ways that others might not even recognize. Sometimes those who intend harm toward the chosen find their own lives disrupted. Their plans unravel, their intentions backfire. This isn't punishment in the traditional sense. It's simply a realignment, a correction that ensures that no harm goes unchecked when directed at those under divine favor. Karma, as some would call it, has a way of teaching lessons that words cannot convey. Those who send out negativity or malice toward the chosen often find that energy rebounding back at them, amplified. This isn't just a belief. It's a principle that's been observed across cultures and ages. Negative energy, when directed at someone protected by divine grace, transforms. Instead of harming its target, it strengthens them, turning back on the sender with a force they're rarely prepared for. Imagine someone trying to hurt a chosen one and, in their ignorance, not realizing that their actions have stirred something far beyond their control. The harm they intended doesn't dissipate. It circles back, finding its source. The chosen ones, instead of being weakened, emerge from these trials stronger and more resilient. Each attempt to harm them only reinforces their spiritual armor, amplifying their inner strength and protecting them from further attacks. When negative energy is directed toward you, it's as if a shield absorbs it, nullifies it, and fortifies you against future harm. This energy doesn't vanish, it's simply transformed, rendered harmless by your divine protection. This doesn't mean the chosen never face challenges. It means that each challenge they face is met with a strength that grows with every adversity. Your spiritual resilience is like a mirror, reflecting back anything directed at you, forcing those who try to harm you to confront the consequences of their own intentions. For those who seek to harm or deceive, the universe often has a way of delivering lessons in unexpected ways. They might face obstacles or setbacks that seem to come from nowhere. They might find themselves struggling against forces they can't understand, wondering why their plans keep failing. What they don't realize is that they've activated a force that doesn't tolerate harm directed at the chosen. This is divine justice, a consequence of their own actions returning to meet them. People who try to break the spirit of a chosen one fail to understand the foundation they're up against. The divine protection that surrounds you is not passive. It's actively working in your favor, countering each attempt to harm or diminish you. Those who think they can test or undermine you are quickly shown the truth, that no force can break what has been divinely ordained to withstand. The chosen ones don't seek revenge. They don't need to. Their protection is already assured. This force of divine justice does not operate on anyone's timetable but its own. People who seek harm or wish negativity often think they're immune from consequences if they don't see immediate repercussions. But divine justice is patient. It waits, biding its time, and when it finally moves, it does so with a power that leaves no doubt. Those who set out to harm the chosen may not realize until much later that the seeds they planted have come to bear bitter fruit in their own lives. In the end, those who choose to harm others are faced with their own choices in a way they cannot escape. This is the nature of divine protection and justice. It doesn't rely on human intervention to deliver consequences. It operates independently, ensuring that no harm goes unaddressed and that every intention, whether good or ill, finds its way back to its source. To be chosen is to be safeguarded by a force beyond comprehension, one that neither asks nor waits for permission to act on behalf of its own. Obsidian inner order, powered by astral atom, is where you belong if you feel the intensity of this protection, if you know the power you carry. Step into a space that amplifies this energy, where your resilience isn't just respected, it's celebrated. Here, you're surrounded by others who get it, who walk this path with the same unbreakable shield at their back. It's time to rise, backed by a force that leaves no room for compromise. The link is in the description below. When people see you, they see a person. What they don't see is the spiritual legacy you carry. This legacy isn't just a part of your identity. It's an unbreakable connection to those who came before you, a lineage filled with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Those who choose to test or judge you are blinded by their own limitations. They can't comprehend that your strength is not yours alone. It is the strength of an entire spiritual heritage. Those who try to disrupt your peace fail to see the powerful inheritance that surrounds you. When they think they can harm you, they're mistaking your kindness for fragility, your forgiveness for passivity. They cannot see the deeper power within you because they have no understanding of the spiritual legacy that shields you. This legacy is a force they will never comprehend, and their actions, no matter how persistent, are no match for the protection it provides. Your kindness, your choice to forgive, isn't a sign of weakness. It's a testament to the resilience of your spirit. Forgiveness isn't easy, but it's a power that can disarm even the strongest of negative forces. When you forgive, you don't let go of boundaries or become passive. Instead, you strengthen your spirit, showing that your peace is beyond the reach of harm. This ability to operate from a place of love is a profound strength that disarms those who misunderstand it. To operate from love and forgiveness requires a strength they cannot see. Those who mistake it for passivity don't understand that this is the essence of divine power. Love and forgiveness are shields, providing a form of protection that goes beyond any human defense. They create a shield so powerful that negativity simply cannot penetrate. While others may be quick to anger or retaliation, you remain calm, knowing that this love is not a weakness, but the core of your spiritual armor. This shield of love doesn't just protect you, it radiates outward, affecting everyone around you. People who wish to harm you can feel this energy even if they don't recognize it. It makes them hesitate, it causes them to stumble, and in the end, it turns their own energy back onto them. This shield of love, this legacy of forgiveness, is something they can never break or manipulate. When people attempt to harm a chosen one, they don't realize that they're up against more than just one person. They're facing an entire legacy, a force of protection that spans generations. They misjudge you because they can't perceive the shield created by those who came before you. This shield isn't visible, but it's there, deflecting negativity, absorbing the impact of each attempt to harm you, and transforming it into strength. Your spiritual inheritance means that you carry an unseen shield. This shield isn't something that anyone can take from you. It's a part of who you are. Those who seek to harm you cannot penetrate it because it isn't something made by human hands. It's a protection forged through love, resilience, and divine grace, a force that no earthly action can undo. People who think they've found a weakness in your kindness, who think they can exploit your gentleness, don't realize that they're dealing with something far greater than they understand. They can't comprehend the power that love and forgiveness can hold. This spiritual legacy is not a visible armor, but it's an armor that cannot be shattered. Each act of forgiveness, every moment of patience, reinforces this legacy, creating a barrier that negativity cannot touch. In the end, those who try to harm you are left to face their own misconceptions. They see only what they want to see, blind to the true nature of your strength. And when they realize their error, it's often too late. They've already felt the consequences of their actions, unable to breach the shield of your spiritual legacy. The power you carry is beyond their reach because it's rooted in a force they cannot comprehend. Your strength, drawn from love and forgiveness, isn't just a trait, it's your inheritance. It's the proof of a legacy that has weathered countless trials, a reminder that true power doesn't need to shout or assert itself. It exists in silence, in patience, and in a love that no amount of harm can break. Those who seek to disrupt this will find themselves unable to even touch it. Now is the time to embrace the truth of who you are. As a chosen one, you possess a power and authority that no one can strip from you. Living in this truth means walking with confidence, with each step grounded in the knowledge that you are not alone. This isn't arrogance, it's certainty, a profound understanding that a force greater than yourself stands beside you, guiding and protecting you in every moment. To reclaim your power is to embrace your divine heritage without hesitation. You don't need to explain your worth or prove your strength. As part of this lineage, your existence itself is an expression of strength, one that doesn't require validation from others. This divine authority is yours, and it's reflected in every boundary you set, in every confident decision you make. Embracing this identity means you no longer allow others to define or limit you. Walking in your truth is more than a mindset. It's a choice you make daily. It means facing challenges with the knowledge that you're backed by a source of resilience that can't be broken. When you encounter obstacles, they're not there to define you. They're there to remind you of the depth of your power. Living in your divine truth means that even in the face of opposition, you are unwavering, secure in the knowledge that you are protected and grounded in a strength beyond your own. With this awareness comes the responsibility to uphold boundaries that honor your spirit. Setting boundaries is an essential part of living in your truth. You have the right to protect your peace, to guard your energy, and to say no to anything that disrupts your harmony. These boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They're sacred lines drawn to protect the power you carry. When you stand firm in these boundaries, you reinforce the spiritual armor that shields you. Every boundary you enforce is an affirmation of your divine strength. It's a reminder to yourself and others that you are not to be taken lightly. By setting limits, you create a safe space for your spirit to thrive. These boundaries are a form of self-respect, an acknowledgement that you are worthy of peace, that your energy is valuable. Living in your truth means recognizing that protecting your peace is not only a right, but a responsibility. To embody this divine strength is to show up authentically in every aspect of your life. You don't hide your light, and you don't downplay your strengths for the comfort of others. This doesn't mean you seek conflict or confrontation. It means that you refuse to compromise who you are. Your truth is a force, one that doesn't need to be loud to be felt. By simply being yourself, you radiate an energy that speaks volumes. In embracing this truth, you begin to walk with authority. This authority isn't forceful, it's grounded. It's the kind of power that doesn't have to make demands because it is understood without words. When you walk into a room, people feel it. They sense the presence of someone who knows their worth, someone who is rooted in something unshakable. This is the power of living in alignment with your divine identity. Your truth calls you to make choices that reflect your values. You are not swayed by the opinions of others because your path is clear. Living in your divine truth means that every action, every decision, is aligned with your purpose. You don't seek approval because you are already affirmed by something greater. This freedom allows you to move through life unburdened by doubt, fully anchored in the confidence of your identity. Living in your divine truth also means showing compassion and understanding without compromising your integrity. You can offer kindness without allowing others to take advantage of it. You can be empathetic without letting others exploit your spirit. This is the balance of strength and compassion, a balance that only comes when you are truly at peace with who you are. This compassion is not a weakness, it's an extension of your divine identity. Ultimately, reclaiming your power is about embracing your purpose with unwavering faith. You're not here to simply exist. You're here to embody the qualities of your divine lineage, to walk with purpose, and to serve as a reminder of what true strength looks like. To live in your truth is to acknowledge that your journey is sacred, that every step is part of a greater plan. In honoring your truth, you not only reclaim your power, you become a beacon of strength, resilience, and grace for others to see. So, do they realize now who they messed with? Remember, you are not just anyone. You carry a legacy of divine strength and wisdom, a heritage forged in faith and resilience. Stand firm in this identity, grounded in the protection that surrounds you. The world may not always understand, but you are shielded by a strength that cannot be broken. Step fully into your divine identity, and let no one make you forget who you truly are.